Welcome to Truth, Money, and Freedom. Today is Tuesday, July 23rd, 2019. Hey, look at this, gang. It's President Trump and the Democrats reach a 2-year budget deal that raises the debt ceiling. No, it doesn't actually raise the debt ceiling because they don't have a cap on it anymore. What they do is they put a date on it. You can spend as much money as you want until this date. And now that it's a 2-year deal, and they always say every single time when they do these deals that there are, riders inside the bill to cut this, cut that, cut the other thing, and it didn't work out. So at any rate, yeah. So there's no cutting involved here. We're just gonna spend. So they've got a blank checkbook now with the Federal Reserve. They can spend as much money as they want on whatever they want. There's no official oversight because there is no budget. There is no official budget. The last official budget we had was the last year Bush was in office and the first year that Obama was in office. That was the last official federal budget that the United States actually had. We have had provisional budgets since then, but they were not followed at all, so it didn't really matter. But they weren't official budgets either. So all right, gang. So now we get to spend money on all kinds of things. Let's go to war with somebody, because when you got that blank checkbook, you might as well, huh? Give the tab to the American people and just go and take over someone's country, take over all their resources. I mean, that's kind of what this smells like to me. Um, Trump says this was. Hang on a second here. It was, this was a real compromise in order to give another big victory to our great military and vets. So if you wondered why I said we're going to go kill people now with that open-ended checkbook, well, now you see. I don't know what else to make of that. And the vets, I don't know because they never spend money on vets. So we'll see if they actually do. They really don't like to. So, okay, gang, so you guys understand this now. We don't have a debt ceiling. So the media is wrong. There is no debt ceiling. There hasn't been a debt ceiling in a long, long time, maybe 4 years. They used to get together and vote on whether or not they can raise the debt ceiling, and they always did because the government spends way more money than it takes in, and it's been doing that for a long time. The last balanced budget we had actually was under Clinton. So that's how long ago we actually kept our budget here in the United States. So we have not had one since one. But this is the end of the Keynesian economic cycle. I mean, these kinds of shenanigans should be expected. And Trump is a smart man. He knows we can't pay back our debt. It cannot be done. Absolutely cannot be done. So you might as well spend, and just, spend your currency into oblivion if you can't pay back the debt anyway, I suppose is their thinking, rather than trying to be responsible with the people's money. Well, actually, it's not the people's money; it's the Federal Reserve's money, really, or currency. I need to use that word properly. This is where it ends, gang. I meant we will have bigger inflation now. Um, there is a possibility of more activity on the war front because of stuff like this. They have a blank checkbook, gang. And this also opens up the door for shenanigans at the Federal Reserve. Why do I say that? Well, because when there's an open checkbook, they can probably print some money for themselves and start buying up assets like stocks, bonds. They can buy up mines. They can buy up, farmland. They can buy up businesses. They can own the business through a loan and own the business through the stock as well. This is kind of what they do at the end, gang. The banks end up owning it all in the end by printing money that is they know is worthless. I'm sorry, printing currency they know is worthless, convincing us that it has value, and then they get to print it. They don't have to work for it. So they just print up as much as they want to buy up everything they want. We have to actually work for that currency. This is how simple to understand and how evil this system is. Government knows it too. I mean, we should never have had a Federal Reserve Bank or a central bank. Never, never. And throughout time, it's been a real fight to try and get a central bank in the United States. It's about corruption, gang. It's about corruption. Central banks always, always, always breed corruption. And when you have a government printing its own money, there can still be corruption there. Don't get me wrong, but they can't get out of control. And also, too, they don't have to pay interest. So all they have to do is pay back principal. With the Federal Reserve, we have to pay back interest. And that's the Federal Reserve's profit, is the interest on the money. So they're doing pretty good. Don't worry about them. They've got golden parachutes all over the Federal Reserve, ready for a lot of folk. I do want to bring up one more thing. Well, hang on. Let's go into the debt. Ooh, 22 trillion, 525 billion, 127 million, 600 and something thousand, 700 and something thousand. Well, actually now it's about 800 and something thousand. Yeah, that goes up. It continues to go up. So we're borrowing our fool heads off, gang. We are just borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. And this debt, eventually will get just completely wiped off the books. But personal debt that everyone has in the United States, the citizens of the United States have, that doesn't get wiped off the books. The government and the banks will be alleviated of their debt somehow through a debt jubilee, debt forgiveness, a debt reset, whatever. And that's kind of the way it works. The big folks that spent the big money get out of it, and the little folks that had little debts get to keep their debts through whatever monetary system we go to. I'd also like to point out over here the gold to silver ratio. If we use the dollar to silver ratio is what I meant to say. If we use the same metric they used back when the Federal Reserve was created, silver should now be $723 per ounce, and gold should be $5,927 per ounce. So we'll see what happens. They say the paper silver ratio is 197 to 1. It's actually over 500. It's about 520 to 1. But this comes from a government source. So of course they're fibbing about it. Paper to gold ratio 108 to 1. Well, actually it's about 200 to 1. So that's about what that one actually is. Once again, a government source for that information. Well, we know that government lies about just about everything. You can't really trust them. They cook the books. Okay, let's take a look at the charts here. Looks like platinum is going back up after it got slammed down yesterday after Friday's close. And so platinum is up. Let's look at silver. Ooh, silver is back up after being slammed yesterday after Friday's close. Closed on Friday at 1620, and it went down to 1622. It was slammed down that hard. And now we're back up in 1646 territory. Gold is below Friday's close. So it looks like they're trying to keep gold down a little bit more. They're not putting as much effort into silver, but then again, it takes way more effort to bring down the price of silver because they have so many silver contracts out. Once again, we were talking about the 520 to 1 ratio. So it takes more money to repress silver than it does to repress gold. So, all right. And then stock market. Ooh, everything's green. Awesome. I'm going to go out and get a credit card and spend a lot of money because I feel good. The economy must be good right now, right? Incidentally, gang, I'm still getting offers for 0% credit cards left and right. They're coming in every single day. Okay, it looks like the 10-year bond is actually selling off a bit. That's green. That means the yield's going up. That means bonds are selling off. Let's see, oil is down just a tad. And let's see, well, we can go here to the Bitcoin chart. Cryptocurrency market cap looks like it's down a tad today. That doesn't bother me. This is going to be very volatile for a while now because people have to wonder if Bitcoin is a store of value or not. And I will tell you this, for the last 10 years, Bitcoin has been an excellent store of value. Yes, it does go down sometimes, but just remember 10 years ago it was 0. It was 1 penny 10 years ago. Look at it now. $10,000. Wish I had bought Bitcoin. I unfortunately was a you don't hold it, you don't own it kind of guy back then, and I refused to touch Bitcoin. That was a big mistake on my part. Um, this is the kind of stuff that can change people's lives, and I know that a lot of people think it's a Ponzi scheme. I don't see it as a Ponzi scheme. I see it as a store of value, and there's a lot of reasons for that. We've done Bitcoin videos before, but I also would like to tell anyone who watches this podcast, if you invest in crypto and you don't have precious metals, I would, and especially if you have a lot of crypto, sell off some of your crypto and get precious metals. You can do that directly with Bitcoin at most distributors or resellers online of precious metals. JM Bullion takes Bitcoin. SD Bullion takes Bitcoin. There's a Kitco, I believe, takes Bitcoin. Think about it, gang. I mean, you need to hedge your crypto with something else. And equally, if you have nothing but precious metals, might be a good idea to get a little bit of Bitcoin. Okay, well, that's pretty much it for now. Really, what I wanted to cover is the fact that we have now 2 years of just unbridled spending coming our way. And believe you me, it's going to be unbridled. I kid you not. This is going to be a really big feces show in the finance world. We're going to see the American government really, really pull out the credit card this time. Okay, gang, you guys all have a wonderful day. May God bless you all.